Hi everyone, so I'm here today to share this double slider surprise card using a bunch of Fawn products from their latest fall and winter release and some older products as well. So we're going to get started by making our little slider mechanism, and to do that I'm going to use the track piece that is included. There's a die for it included with the kit. I am going to tape the track and the plastic paper that we're going to use to make our panel slide directly to my work surface, because I found the plastic is so slippery. If you tape it down, it'll make the process go better. I'm using 1/8 inch score tape, and I'm going to attach the two ends of the plastic paper together. And the plastic I'm using is just the packaging that is included in the stamp sets. And you want to leave about 1/8 of an inch space between, or maybe the way to think about it is not space, but like give. So in other words, if you have like a 30-inch waist, you're not going to buy pants that are size 30-inch. You might get ones that are 32 inches, right, to give you a little bit of space when you move and bend. So it's the same thing when you're making the sliding mechanism for the double slider. You want to leave about 1/8 of an inch give, you know, in the circumference of your plastic piece, just so that the product can slide around easily. If you leave too much give, then it'll be loose and it'll get all messed up on the inside when you're trying to put things together. So I think 1/8 of an inch is just perfect. Now I'm taking the top panel and I'm just going to score the one edge of it down. I'm going to do the same to the back panel. I'm using two different cardstocks for my card because I didn't want to use up all the really pretty wood grain paper that Fawn just came out with. So I only used the wood grain for the front of the card panel, and then for the back of it I'm just using Fawn cardstock in paper bag. And I'm going to score this side as well. And right before that I took 2 notches out of the sides of the panel because that's where we're going to attach our little pull handles, and there's a die in the Fawn set to do that. I'm going to put 1/8 inch score tape along the edge of that little tab that we had folded in with the bone folder. I'm going to put that on both panels. We're going to attach those together at the end to make the card. You'll see when we get there. And I just went over the tape with my bone folder to make sure it was good and adhered well. That's a better way to put it. Now we're going to decorate the front panel, and I'm using some of the pattern paper from the Fawn new paper packs that just came out. I think this is Nitpicky, and I am using sentiments from an older released stamp set called Pumpkin Spice, I think. And then the little latte cup is from Love You a Latte. That was another previously released stamp set by Fawn. And I also thought it would be cute to add a little pumpkin spice donut to the little critters that we have on the front of the panel. And I put some pumpkin spice on the marshmallows as well as the donut. And to do that, I just took a Copic multi-liner in sepia, which is like a brownish color, and I dotted it, and then I also used my black Copic multi-liner as well. And you can use a 0.3 or a 0.5 pen to make the little pumpkin spice pieces. Now I'm just trying to figure out how I want to situate everything. The theme of this card, it's a love-themed autumn card, and I thought it would be cute to use all the sentiments from the latest Fawn Thank You a Latte stamp set, along with this older pumpkin spice latte stamp set. And it's going to read on the front panel, it says, "You are the pumpkin spice in my latte." And then there's going to be a panel that comes out on the left that says, you know, "You're the marshmallows in my cocoa." And then a panel on the right that says, "You're the cream in my coffee." So it's kind of like really, really cute. So you get three different little sentiments that are all kind of, I guess, making the same point, right? Okay, so I'm just still working on that front panel, on decorating it. Put the little pumpkin spice shaker on top, and now I'm just taking some of the little pumpkin spice sprinkles from the Lawn Fawn pumpkin spice stamp set, and I just sprinkled a couple to make it look like the pumpkin spices going right into that cup. And I also used some of that sepia multi-liner and a white gel pen to make some additional flecks. Now I am working on the left-hand panel, and I'm going to put some of that nitpicky pattern paper along the bottom of the left panel. And I don't need to go all the way to the side because it's not going to show. And I didn't have enough paper anyway. So both of those little strips are 1 inch by 3 inches. And there I was a little bit annoyed that part of the paper had a tear in it, so I just went over it with a brown marker in case it should show when you pull out the card, but it won't. But in case it did, I thought it'd be better to see like brown than just like white. Okay, so now I'm adhering the sentiments on the sides of the card, the marshmallows to my cocoa, the cream to my coffee, attaching the pull tabs now, and these pull tabs are also included in the stamp set. You can cut them out of any cardstock that you want, and I am using my 1/8 of an inch score tape to attach them. I'm using this instead of a tape runner because the score tape adheres much better than the tape runner, and because we're going to be pulling on the panels, I wanted to make sure that that the little handles don't pop off ever, and that they're adhered very, very well to the side panels, and the score tape will allow you to do that. So I'm just trying to make sure I get the right placement for my 2 little handles, and I'm going to attach them first on the left side, and then we're going to do the same with the right panel, just attaching it front to back with the score tape. And now I'm just going to start working on the scene on the left panel, and that's the one that says marshmallows to my cocoa. And we have a cute little coffee mug with a mustache, and then a little, well, I guess not coffee cup, hot cocoa cup, and then a little purple hot cocoa cup with a little winky face, and figured why not put the little candy cane behind them, and also we're going to add a few little smiling marshmallows. Why not, right? And that's going to do it for the left panel. Now let's work on the right panel. This is the one that says cream to my coffee. I thought it'd be cute to give a little scarf to the little boy coffee mug, and then we'll put the little girl coffee mug right in front of him. And I used one of the stamps in the kit to make the little froth on top of the coffees, and I used the textured white embossing powder to make it look fluffy. And while I was doing all that, I said, why not put a little heart on the front panel and then the little spoon in the lower right-hand corner of the main panel. So that's what I did. Now we're going to make some steam to come out of the coffee cup. And to do that, I'm using the new Lawn Fawn vellum, which is excellent. It's nice and thick and it doesn't warp easily. And I'm embossing the images from the Thanks a Latte stamp set with white embossing powder. And then I'm going to run that through my die cutting machine, and voila, there we have it. Now we have cute little steam. I'm going to just put tape on the very, very bottom and attach it to the little purple coffee mug. Okay, now this is the tricky part. This is the part if something's gonna go wrong, this is the first part where it's gonna go wrong on making these double slider cards. And the main issue I had in the beginning was that my panels would get stuck on the inside and they wouldn't come out. And what I found was the issue was you have to make sure that this 1/8 of an inch score tape that you put along the track, put it as far up against the edge as you can. Because if you were to place it like, do you see how I have it like all the way at the edges? If you put it in the middle of that strip, then your panels are going to stick to it. So you need to give yourself as much room as possible between the score tape and your little plastic runner and then the panel. So that's kind of, once I did that, then everything worked. And now we're going to attach our panels. And I made a mistake the first time. That's why you saw some brown paper. It's really difficult to make these right the first time because I always forget which way the different panels pull based on whether you put it on front or back. So the good thing is they're easily undoable. So you're just going to have to practice until you figure out which one pulls right and which one pulls left. So, and also when I'm doing that process, I like to tape everything down while I'm doing it because it gives some stability and it helps me to line things up so that I don't run against that score tape. And the plastic track itself, you want to make sure that your plastic paper is 2 1/4 inches, no more, no less. If it's less, then your panels are going to kind of wobble around the inside. If it's more, they're going to stick to the score tape. So stick to 2 1/4 inches and you should be good. All right, now we're going to attach the whole, both the top panel and the bottom panel together, or the front and the back, or the card pocket, whatever you want to call it. And to do that, I'm just doing straight what the Lawn Fawn introductory video tells you to do in lining up those sides. And I'm just, here I'm going to take off the backing on the tape, and then I'm going to adhere the whole thing together. And I'm just making sure over and over again that the panels aren't sticking to the inside, that everything is moving well before I kind of close it and do that last step. And it looks like it worked, so we're good. So we have liftoff. We are ready to now move on to the next stage, which is to put this onto a card backing. And see how nice and easy the track works when you follow all those steps, making sure the plastic is the right size, making sure the score tape is adhered to the very, very edges so that it doesn't touch the panels. Then for me, that's the trick to making a double slider surprise that works. I'm using some of the pattern paper from, again, the Nitpicky paper pad, and then I'm going to take some dark brown Lawn Fawn cardstock. I think this one is called Espresso, and I'm using the dotted circle die on this panel, the one that I'm taping right now, and then I'm going to attach that to a zigzag rectangle die cut panel. Those are both from Lawn Fawn, and we're going to attach the whole thing to a A2 size card base. We're going to pop up our little focal package panel, whatever you want to call it, with one layer of foam tape, making sure that we use a lot of foam tape, that it's nice and stable on top of the card base. The reason we do this is to make sure that you have access to the handles, that you can pull it, that you can reach the handles well. And also for just visually, it looks prettier, I think, if it's popped up, but there's also a technical reason to do that as well. And there I had a little piece of, I guess, tape backing I forgot to take out, so I just tore it out and we're good. And there you have it. So here is our double slider surprise card with a nice autumn theme. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you give the double slider surprise card a try. If you've been having difficulties with it, I hope that these tips helped you. And I will see you again in about 2 weeks. I am going on a pretty long trip for work, so I'm gonna not be around next weekend, so I won't be able to make any cards, but I will be back the following weekend. And in the meantime, check out my Instagram. There's lots of things that I post there that I don't always do videos for. And then once we finish making this card, I'm going to show you a couple other double slider surprise cards that I made that I posted to Instagram, but not on YouTube. And I encourage you to try those as well. All right, have a great start to the fall, everybody. I guess, right? Fall comes later on this week, at least in the US or North America. So have a great fall, and I will see you in 2 weeks.